Here at Ebro in the Morning with Rosenberg, who's cramming to understand today.
I cram to understand.
What don't you understand about people not speaking to their kids?
It doesn't make sense.
How do you not speak to your children?
It goes against the way the world is supposed to work. So when I hear about feuds, more or less, between parents and children, I inherently believe the parents are wrong, even if the kids are wrong.
Because kids are kids.
Because kids are kids. Yeah. So even if it gets to the point of not speaking, now you're wrong.
When you say kids, do you mean like children, like
no, it could be
grown
adults.
folk, like adults and adults, like a 20-year-old kid and a 45-year-old parent?
Oh, when I was a teenager when I moved here, my dad didn't talk to me for almost 2 years. He was so upset that I moved here.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but your dad's an a-hole.
Yeah, I agree.
That can only be what it is. I mean, no matter what the kid has done, and by kid I mean it could be adult, it could be anyone, but no matter what that is, if the parent refuses communication, you're going against the basic nature of being a parent. You're not a parent.
I don't know anybody in my world that doesn't speak to their parents or parents don't speak to their kids.
Oh, this happens, Ebro. I'm hearing stories galore. Oh,
it happens, yeah.
In my family. You know Scotty Beam?
Yeah.
She didn't talk.
I don't speak to my father.
But you just went to see him though.
And
make sure he was all right.
He refused to speak to me. See? So there's
and why
that.
we don't know. Doesn't make sense.
It happens, guys.
And he already disappeared before. So I mean, this is what people do.
Yeah.
This is a thing. And this isn't as simple as this is almost different than just like your dad deserting you when you were young. That happens a lot, and it's insane, and you should feel
But like
terrible.
even in Scotty Beam's case, Scotty Beam, what level you want to talk about this?
We can talk about it on any level. I don't care.
She's on a new level.
She's on a new level. You know, he's got some serious issues.
Yes, addiction.
Addiction issues.
Yes.
Like he's not okay.
That can often be the case, but that doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't make it okay. But I don't know if I understand it, but I get it.
And what about
If
people?
somebody's if somebody's parents are crackhead, if somebody's parent is a raging alcoholic who is damn near homeless, killing themselves,
right,
doesn't want help and won't speak to anybody,
right, that's a kind of a different situation.
But just where people just, you know what, we're not getting along right now. I'm never talking to you again.
Yes.
Or I don't like that you married him.
That's what I was going to tell you. What if they're racist and they're like, they don't accept your partner and they're like, that's it, I'm disowning you.
I don't understand.
That's more what I'm interested in, right? Like, Scotty Beam's case is terrible too, but yeah, I'm more interested in that you're making a conscious decision to not talk to your child. I have to understand what you could be thinking. I don't understand.
So you want to hear from people who what
Either way, I'm down to hear from parents who don't speak to their children. I'm down to hear from children whose parents don't speak to them. But I just want to gain an understanding, because when I heard this is a real thing, I couldn't believe it.
9-7, look, Rosenberg doesn't understand how somebody could not speak to their kids or not speak to their parents, or maybe their parents don't speak to them and they're trying to speak to their parents. But nonetheless, it's starting a conversation because we wanted to hear from people who have this situation and understand it a little bit better on Ebro in the Morning today. Let's go to Anonymous on line 6 in Spring Valley.
Yeah.
You don't speak to who?
I don't speak to my father.
So just your dad.
Why?
Yeah. Well, growing up, I lived with my aunt, and the reason for that is because both my parents were on drugs. My father was a musician. He traveled the world. You know, he was on drugs, and he got my mother, who I never got to meet, addicted on drugs. And then she had left me, you know, in my aunt's care. So I take blame for him, how I feel about life, how, you know, I go about things.
Well, listen, I'm really sorry.
I kind of understand this one, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really rough story, but...
Question, Anonymous in Spring Valley. You do not ever want to speak to him.
You know what it is? I mean, I'm starting to speak to him now because he's changed his life around. You know, he found God and whatever the case may be. But, I mean, I'm 32 years old now. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a grown-ass man. I mean, it's kind of late. I kind of appreciate the fact that he's trying to reach out and trying to sort, but, you know, I'm over. I never got to meet my mom, and that's real hard for me. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man. Listen. Stop the cycle, my G. That's my advice to you. You only get one. Just like I told Scotty Beam.
I mean, trust me, I got a kid now. I love him. I'm never gonna, you know, raise him the way I was.
Yeah,
raised.
but let him meet his grandfather so he can know. Trust me.
Oh.
Trust me when I tell you. You may not agree, but it stops the cycle when you confront it and you deal with it. Stop the cycle, man. Thanks for calling. You know, my brother never wanted to meet his dad ever. And now our mom is gone. Right?
Has he ever met him before?
Never wanted to meet his dad, and my mom was the only one that knew how to get a hold of his dad. But he still never wanted to meet him.
Would it be crude for me to? I can't do it.
What?
I shouldn't.
What?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I think we're going to get him there. We're going to get my brother there. We're going to get him there.
all
We're
right.
going to get him there. Because he needs to get there. I think it'll... Look, man, you got to... At some point, you got to let the past go or it just lingers.
Well, it's only going to be bad for yourself.
And your children.
Or your children, right.
David.
Yeah, what's up?
David out here. You don't talk to your dad. Your dad hates your mom. You blocked your dad.
They hate each other. They hate each other.
How old are you, man?
All right. I'm 21.
And so you don't speak to your dad at all because he's always talking about your mom.
Yeah, okay, so like he left when I was like 3. I was like mad young when he left out of my life. And he's always been like in and out. And when I was a kid, I wasn't really like, worrying about that too much. But I just turned 21, like I said. And he called me on my birthday talking about, oh yeah, now that you're a man, we can have these discussions and you'll understand. I'm like, okay, what do you want to talk about? He just started bad-mouthing my mom, talking mad ish about her.
Nah.
There's no age where that's okay.
Nah, that's never okay. And your mom is your mom. And see, I mean, thanks for calling, man. Some of these parents obviously are not great. How do I say this? They're not good at being mature. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're necessarily mature in every way, right? Like, why would you try to communicate with your son by talking bad about the person who didn't leave him? That's not what we should be talking about. We should be trying to love each other and have our own relationship and just be grateful that your mom, like my dad never talked crazy about my mom to me, ever. Even though my mom hated him. My dad would always be like, your mom's amazing. Like, she hates my guts, that's fine. It didn't work for us, but your mom's amazing.
He knew.
Yeah.
Your mom, I mean, look, of course my mom's amazing. She's raising your son. And by the way, you had a child with her.
Exactly.
You married her.
Yeah.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Your kid never
Good
gets
morning,
to...
guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Is this about your stepkid?
Yeah, I've been raising my stepdaughter since she was 2. She's about to be 5 in a couple weeks. And her mom never calls her, never does anything,
Wow.
doesn't help. She's just like MIA. And when last time I spoke to her, I asked her, why don't you call your daughter? Her excuse was, and put yourself in my shoes if she was calling somebody else mommy instead of me. I'm like, well, she doesn't know you.
Wow,
That's petty. How old is this woman?
She's probably like 25.
That's why.
About to be 33.
That's why.
She has 2 other kids.
Yeah, but that's why. A, she's got 2 other kids, and B, she's young. So she can place that love somewhere else.
That's terrible.
That's pathetic,
terrible.
though. You're
But
being
at
jealous
least
about a
that little
5-year-old.
girl, at least a little girl's lucky to have you, though.
Man.
Yeah.
Brianna on line 5.
Yes.
You don't speak to your dad.
No.
Why?
Well, he doesn't speak to me. It started off, we were fine. I had a son. He was supposed to come to his first birthday. He just stopped answering his phone.
And he's mad about the son.
No, he's not mad about anything. I think what happened was my parents were going through a divorce. He knew he was going to get in court and act a fool. He didn't want to have to answer to me, so he just distanced himself.
Embarrassed. Ashamed.
Yeah, basically ashamed. Didn't want to come to the party. Didn't have a car. I had to come pick him up. Didn't have a present because he was broke.
Yeah, there it is right there. That's all with men. That's often the case. That embarrassment of being a broke loser and not wanting your kids to see you like that, and so you never want to be around them, even though all your kids want is
It's
your love.
That's it. Just be
That's
there.
all they want.
It's not even that, but then he tells everybody in the town, I moved to Buffalo, this is in Syracuse, so he tells everybody that he sees that I don't talk to him, my mom turned me against him. I was 20 years old, my mom turned me against you. I'm grown.
Thank you, Brianna. Yo, we got Keisha in New Jersey. You don't speak to your mom.
Nope.
Why?
She don't speak to me. It's not that I don't speak to her. She's just like, all my life, she treated me indifferent. It's 3 of us, and she's always treated me different. And I got on Facebook. It's real funny that y'all put this topic up because I got on Facebook the other day and I said it and I put it up. And one of my friends was like, you've been hard on her since she was a kid. Like, when you gonna let her live? She live in her own house. Let her live in peace. She criticizes my parenting skills, like everything, like any and everything to make me feel anything other than she does it. So I just eliminate myself from being around her because you're not going to try to make me feel anything other than who I am as an adult.
Does
You're not going to pay it up.
Does she reach out to you? Does she call?
She calls, she fake calls, because it's like she calls and she like, oh, I want to see your kids. I want your kids to come to my house. And my thing is, I don't want to, mess up their relationship because we have a messed up relationship. So I let my kids go.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Keisha, let me give you a secret. My mom was real difficult. Always wanted to fight. Don't fight with them. If they not paying no bills and they're not making no calls, there's no discussion. All you do is hit them with the, I love you, Mom. As soon as you start to see them go down that path, love you, Mom. Talk to you later.
Facts.
That's it, and it's done.
Yeah, facts. That's facts.
Keep it cool. Keisha, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
You see, Rosenberg, these stories are deep.
Very deep. But we're making some progress with people.
What is this? What are you? I thought you were a relationship guru. Now you what? Now you were Dr. Phil?
Dr. Pete.
Dr. Pete?
Dr.
New
Pete.
segment, Dr. Pete.
I'm here.
The family counselor.
That's right. I mean, you're doing most of the work, but I'll take the title.